This is today's AEW Dynamite full show results video, which takes place at Agganis Arena, Boston, Massachusetts, and the show started with the 8-man tag team match between the Guns and Swerve in Our Glory versus FTR and the Acclaimed, and the result of this match was FTR and the Acclaimed defeated the Guns and Swerve in Our Glory by pinfall. We get an interview with Maxwell Jacob Friedman where he says he's been advised by doctors to stay off the road until his match against Jon Moxley at Full Gear, and that match is important because it might just crown him as the face of the next generation of pro wrestling. Guys like Bruno Sammartino, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, John Cena. Guys who are exactly what MJF is. So all he has to do to etch his name into history is to have a nice long title reign, and he's not going to pretend that Jon Moxley is going to be easy to beat. MJF said he's had his spotlight stolen from him again and again, by Cody's neck tattoo, by Matt Hardy falling like Humpty Dumpty, by Chris Jericho for a full calendar year, and now he's not waiting for the spotlight anymore, he's taking it, and William Regal bet on the wrong horse because come Full Gear, the devil gets his due. Then we saw the AEW World Championship No. 1 Contenders Tournament first round match between Eddie Kingston vs All Ego Ethan Page, and the result of this match was All Ego Ethan Page defeated Eddie Kingston by pinfall and advanced to the semifinals. The next match happened between Ari Daivari vs Wardlow for the AEW TNT Championship, and the result of this match was Wardlow defeated Ari Daivari by pinfall and retained the TNT title. Post-match, Wardlow calls Powerhouse Will Hobbs out, and Wardlow says the title is his and will always be his, and for that matter, he's gonna take every title in this company. Samoa Joe doesn't like the sound of that and cracks Mr. Mayhem over the head with the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. He chokes Wardlow out with the Coquina Clutch, and Powerhouse says he'll see him too, and he'll still kick his ass. Then at backstage, Jade Cargill and her baddies are interviewed by Renee Paquette. Jade said that she's sick of Nyla Rose parading around with her title and she's gonna handle things this Friday in Boston. Tony Schiavone introduces Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Saraya for an in-ring interview. Saraya said that she wanted to speak to Britt face-to-face, and she knows everybody's wondering if she's cleared or not, and unfortunately for Britt, she is 100% clear. Britt said to Saraya that she built AEW from the ground up until it became a fortress that wrestlers, no superstars like Saraya, wanted to move into. Saraya says Britt's only been in the business 3 years and she doesn't know what it takes to be a superstar. She traveled up and down the UK and over Europe for free because she loves this business. She got hit by a car and wrestled the same day. Saraya said this is her comeback story and the biggest match of Britt's career, at Full Gear. Britt goes to attack as Saraya leaves, but she ducks and catches her with the captured DDT. The next match happened between Jay Lethal vs Trent Beretta, and the result of this match was Jay Lethal won the match by pinfall with the lethal injection. Tony Schiavone interviews the heels on the stage, but Sonya takes the mic from him and tells him to shut up and sit down, and Dot says he promised a huge surprise last week and he delivered with his good friend Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett comes and said the question is why is he here in AEW? When a friend calls, a friend shows up, and that's exactly what he did, and they put a plan together that they started last week. He knows Lethal because he signed him to his very first contract, and he's got wins over Ric Flair, Sting, and a Grand Slam championship in ROH. Sonya has a high IQ and they've taken promotions all over the globe, and Satnam is a legit 7.5 giant, no make-believe monster in red skinny jeans in the Banana Nose Circus. This guy is 1 in a billion. Jeff calls Darby Allin and Sting out, and a crew member interrupts and Jarrett berates him before continuing his challenge for Dynamite or Full Gear. Jon Moxley makes his entrance, flanked by William Regal, and Mox says he was 25, 26 when he first met Regal, full of piss and vinegar, no arthritis, and he thought he had it all figured out and kept running his mouth. Mox said young Maxwell Jacob Friedman, whom Moxley will face at Full Gear with the title on the line. He first wrestled MJF well over a year ago, and he thought he had it all figured out then, so he beat the hell out of him and sent him packing. Moxley said he wants Friedman to fulfill his destiny and put the company on his back, but he's not worried about the walk and the talk, he wants to see what's in MJF's guts. He wants him to remember one thing at Full Gear: everything he's done to this point has been easy. The next match happened between Jamie Hayter vs Sky Blue, and the result of this match was Jamie Hayter won the match by pinfall with a ripcord lariat. In the main event, we saw the best 2 out of 3 falls match between Sammy Guevara and Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson wins the first fall via disqualification and Sammy Guevara wins the second fall by pinfall, and the final fall wins by Bryan Danielson by submission, and Danielson won the match, and the show goes off air.